Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I am reading for the Divine Feminine Collective Energy. I am going to be reading a Celtic Cross tarot spread. Of course, we're looking at messages from Divine Feminine, just like we did the counterpart Divine Masculine on Tuesday night. Guys, if you missed that, you can find it over on my YouTube channel under the live stream. Please remember we are multi-streaming, so we're on 3 different platforms. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. I see Diana was the first one in. Let me know. Do we have sound? Picture is okay. I do have a few announcements before we get started with Divine Feminine reading. I want to make sure to let you know that the Sunday Night Love and Astrology live stream has been scheduled. It is posted over on my YouTube channel, Facebook page. And of course, we're going to look at all of the transits for the month of September. And I will be reading for the collective and doing some free and paid mini readings at the end. So that's going to be Sunday night. The following Monday is going to be the 2nd. It's a very important day astrologically. So I thought it was perfect timing for us to do our monthly twin flame current energy update. And we will be doing that on Monday the 2nd, and it is going to be called Crossing Bridges. So guys, make sure to come back and join us for that. All right, then one more exciting thing I want to share with you before we get started, because I keep forgetting. Guys, on the 9th, September 9th, I'm doing a special webinar. This is actually not our first webinar. We've done these before. We called them private live streams before. And so this time I'm using my StreamYard on-air webinar service. So I'm really excited about that. These are very small, private, right? Just for those of us that come in here on a regular basis. I am going to talk to you about the astrology for the rest of 2024. That is going to be the major transits for each month, September through December. I'm also going to talk to you about the moon phases, new moons, and full moons that are coming for each month. We're going to do this right in time for the September full moon, which kicks off eclipse season. And of course, we're going to talk about that too. I am going to do a live Q&A afterwards. And then, of course, I will offer some free readings and some birth chart consultations if you guys want to bring your birth charts with you. All right. Thank you so much for the audio check. I was a little worried there. All right. So we're going to do something fun tonight because I'm ready, guys. I want you to know that today was my last full-time day at my lake job, right? My summer job. So I made it through the summer. Let me tell you, barely by the skin of my teeth. Have mercy. Guys, today's 103. My phone said 103. Like I'm sweating. It is so hot in Kentucky. It is unreal. But yeah, so I made it through the season. Now I just go for activities once a week. It's going to be so easy all the way up until Halloween. And then that's it. The season is completely over. So yes, I feel like I got some tough lessons this summer and finishing what I start and not always needing what I think that I want. Right. So yeah, I'm kind of glad to get that done over with. So what I want to do tonight is I offer some free readings at the end of these lives, and I'm going to do that again tonight. So after the Divine Feminine Celtic Cross, we are going to offer some free messages for anyone who's interested. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. So you can see here, this is very small, private live. I am charging a $20 energy exchange fee to come in and join us. It is, I feel like that's very reasonable for all the information you get and for what I'm going to be able to give back to you if you do decide to get a personal reading or a birth chart consultation. So tonight, if you participate and you get a free reading at the end of Divine Feminine Celtic Cross, I am going to give away one free seat to someone who participates, right? So my moderators, I see you guys in here, Michelle, Sandra, Diana, help me with that, ladies. Whoever participates at the end, of course, we're going to pick just one lucky winner. I'm just going to pick a random person that Spirit tells me to pick, and you get a free seat to our webinar. All right, so that's going to be at the end. Let me get the video off. How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling better? I feel like I can totally tell there has been a shift in energies. It's still hot as all get out, but um, the energy is lighter. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like relief all day today. I just felt relief. Definitely could be just, my own personal experience and my own personal journey, but I just feel like Mercury retrograde is over. And I know it's like we're still in the shadow periods. And then we also have, who was it that posted that? Michelle, thing that was like, Uranus is going retrograde 3 days after, or whatever it is. So yeah, actually lots of planets are fixing to go retrograde as we reach the end of 2024. But I don't know about you guys. I feel like Mercury retrograde is one of my most challenging retrogrades, probably because we have to deal with it so many times a year, 3, sometimes 4 times a year, right? But yeah, the astrology is really getting ready to get thick, is what I'll say. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to join us, right, for our webinar. All right, Celtic Cross. I have pulled out the OG cards, guys. Okay, so everybody's always telling me, Rosa, I like the OG cards. These are cards that I actually made myself, and they are from my own personal journey. And I think that's why everyone likes them so much. I think it's because they're real, and a lot of times it's something that maybe you said before, or maybe counterpart energy has said to you before. So that's what we're going to use tonight and see what Divine Feminine wants to say. And ladies, let's just say, if we make a list, let's just do like, what do we think? Like five people. Let's make a list of 5. Is that too small? 7? Let's do 7. All right, here we go. Let's do Heart of the Matter for Divine Feminine. I seen it. All right, so the Help Me card comes out. I am kind of getting this energy like having to do something on your own, feeling like something would be easier if you had assistance. Send unconditional love is going to be higher self message. That's what's crossing. So Divine Feminine, here we go. Here comes the spankings. Ready? So it feels like the reason higher self is saying that what's challenging you, or why you feel like you need help, or why you feel like you're doing something on your own, definitely could be because you have expectations instead of unconditional love. And you can't have both. So like you can't have unconditional love for someone and have expectations of them. And I think that's the issue. All right, so what's crossing says, you don't know this, but you help me keep going each day. That almost feels like a little higher self message to Divine Feminine. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I feel a disconnect. And it's not that there's actually a disconnect, because you're always in union internally. But I do feel like, especially for those of you that had like a 3D person, and like for some of you, like this could be because like, and not because there's like a separation, like we wanted to separate, but more of like, I'm on the other side of the veil now. So you feel separated from me. Like, in other words, this person could have, your counterpart could have passed away, and it feels like you're disconnected from them. You're not actually disconnected from them. Even if like your person is in heaven, you're still connected. But it definitely feels like Divine Feminine has this energy like they're not here with me anymore. I'm disconnected from them. And then the higher self, the reason I feel like it's higher self message is because the higher self is trying to show you that you're always connected. You're always in spiritual connection. You're always one. You're always in union. Like even if the person is on the other side, like you're still connected. And I mean, they do help you keep going each day. And it's highest expectation. So it's like you expect them to help you each day. As you should. Wow, that was a lot in 3 cards. All right, let's see what else comes out. Michelle says much lighter and I have more energy and motivation. Yes. I wouldn't say like I had energy today, I guess. Um, but it was like everything I did, I just kept telling myself, you made it, Rosa, you made it. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was just easier to finish whatever. And let me tell you, like the last days, I mean, I've been telling like everyone that would hear me. I feel like the last days, like every day that I had to like get up and prepare and get ready to go, it was like these things just kept happening. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like there was so many signs that was clear, like don't go. You guys don't even. I went through 4 tires in one summer. I went through 4 tires. I'm just saying, like clear messages, right? Don't go. And it wasn't like I think I finally realized like it's not about not being able to do something. Like we have free will. Spirit's gonna go let us do whatever we think we need to go do. But it's about protecting ourselves. It's about protecting our energy. It's about protecting who has access or how they have access. And I went to this job. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's a beautiful lake job. But here's what I've learned about this lake and why I like it so much. I like it so much because it's very healing. And it definitely draws people that need healing, right? Um, so yeah, that's enough of that. All right, energy that's coming into being that you don't know yet. So divine feminine, we have this is too hard. Why can't I cut you off? I don't think that's actually divine feminine. I mean, it is hard for divine feminine. It's hard for divine feminine to realize that you're whole because we watch all these other, tarot readers and twin flame readers and people that read for twin flames that aren't even on this type of awakening journey. That blows my mind. But it's like we hear it and we think that it's supposed to be this way because so and so said that I'm supposed to be in union with so and so. You know what I mean? And because we think that, we feel again like the disconnect. Like you wouldn't feel disconnected if someone hadn't talked to you about separation. Like if we had never used the word separation or someone being like, oh, you're going through twin flame separation, then you would never know that and you wouldn't feel that. You see what I'm trying to say? But because someone says that something's going to be a certain way and you hear it so much, you start to believe that, and then you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to, do this, but you're actually already whole. There's nothing really to cut off other than the like codependency or the belief system that you think you need someone else like outside of yourself to make yourself whole. But what I was going to say is I feel like this is actually a message to divine feminine. So it's very possible it's energy that's coming into being that divine feminine doesn't know yet. So it's like, it's very possible. So for those of you that like your person's on the other side, you're like, well, Rosa, he's not going to like come talk to me and be like, oh, this is too hard. I can't cut you off. Actually, that's not true. They do. And they just do in different ways, right? Like they, turn your lights off and on, or move your journal from a spot where you're like, I know I laid it here. And then you get up and you walk around and then you come back and it's like, there it is. And you're like, I just looked there. Right. Or, some of us find like extra clothing items just appear out of like, God knows where. Right, Diana? So you know what I'm saying? Like little things happen to like show us that they're still here. And I watched this one guy on TikTok. He reminds me a lot of me because like he's a medium, but he doesn't sugarcoat anything. And he's like really direct about stuff. But I was watching this video and he was like, I'm tired of people asking me if like people will say like, is my loved one in heaven or did they go to hell or, where's my love? And like, he was like, there is no heaven or hell, like grow up. And that just tickled me so much. But he was like, they're just different planes, right? Like we're all on different planes of existence. and they're still here. Like, it's just right, here. You just can't see them. It's a different plane of existence. So it's like they didn't go anywhere. They're not gone anywhere. And then, I don't know about you guys, but like the whole theory of like reincarnation, but it's more than that. I can't think of the word right offhand, but it's like where you don't ever really experience death, right? Like you go on and you jump to a different timeline, and then like your family in that other timeline like experienced your death, but you don't actually experience it. You just keep jumping timelines, right? It's another show. I feel like it's possible that your counterpart energy sends a message. And there is this energy like I want to be able to just walk away from something and not have to feel it anymore, or like not have to deal with it anymore, or not have to like not understand what's happening or what it means. There's stuff like that feeling. Psalms 23 is my favorite dream sequence. When my mom passed away, my grandma and she's also passed away. She made us all these blankets, these like personalized blankets. And she gave each of my sisters one, and they all had a Bible verse on them, and mine was Psalms 23. And when I was younger, I mean, I went to church, but I didn't really like read the Bible. Like I didn't study, like, as I got older and had an awakening, you really start to study things, right? When I was younger, I just kind of listened to what other people told me to read in the Bible. And of course, Psalms 23 was one of those really common phrases or common verses that people know. And, so I remember like, reading about it or hearing about it in church. And then like as an adult, that was the like go-to, because really it was kind of the only one I knew. Now it's like the whole book of Psalms, right? All right, let's look at past energies for Divine Feminine. The intense energy in our connection scares me sometimes. On the bottom, don't give your credit away to anyone. All right, so the intense energy in our connection scares me sometimes. I definitely get like past energy. There's nothing really. I feel like as Divine Feminine energy awakens and like where we are collectively, we're definitely in this like, I don't want to say darker, but I mean, it's more powerful. It's not like dark sadness, and it's more like dark power. I feel like that doesn't even sound right. But it's like, some people call it the villain era. Some people, blame Lilith. So it's like, it could be a lot of different things, but I think it's more about being in our Divine Feminine energy and then being confident in who we are. And when you're confident in who you are on this awakening journey, like you understand you're protected, you understand, the universe has your back, right? Like source is like your go-to person, like your go-to resource. Like when you understand these things, fear drops away quickly. That's why I say, like, I used to really suffer from, anxiety and depression. And I have, I probably could have been diagnosed with some PTSD for sure. But I feel like we've all kind of experienced a lot of trauma in our lives up to this point, especially if you resonate with Divine Feminine energy. So it's like, we all have all those things. And what I had to experience really started with Kundalini last summer, right? During that Venus retrograde I talk about all the time. I'll never forget it, you guys. It was like life-changing for me. But it was like when I experienced that, I really got this like direct line to source. And I got so much information. Like I received so many downloads that summer. Really in that 6-week period where spirit just made me like withdraw from everyone and really spend time on my own. But it was like, because I got that experience or had that experience, it was like I couldn't really suffer from anxiety anymore. I couldn't really suffer from like panic attacks anymore. PTSD. It's like once you have this understanding of like who God is or what source is, um, your faith, like your faith grows more than your fear, right? And it's like if your fear does try to like come back, because I had several things like more, I had more experiences in life after Kundalini. So I experienced more trauma. And of course, I'm just going to say that's because I didn't protect my energy or who had access to me, right? But anyway, so I experienced more trauma, and there was this moment where it was like I could experience anxiety, I could experience a panic attack just like normal, just like back in the day, Rosa. But I couldn't. It was like while I was sitting there having my panic attack, it was like I was talking to myself, and I was like, "Come on, like you know better, like And it was just easy to get up, and that's one of the things I would do when I have a panic attack is I would freeze and like not move. I tend to like sit down on the floor and just be like, oh, I give up on life, right? And I just wasn't able to do it anymore. And it's like once you have that knowledge, you just can't. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Once you learn that you had two legs and those two legs carry you up and through life, it was like I had to stand up and use my legs. You know what I'm saying? It was like I couldn't choose to do this now that I knew. And I'm not trying to say, I feel like people are like, oh my gosh, she doesn't believe that my anxiety is real. No, I do. I honestly 100% do. Same thing with depression. Anxiety is something you can fight. Depression is a monster. It's like a whole different situation. Anxiety is something that you can bring on like yourself if you don't implement the practices that you know. Depression is something that you will always battle, right? I like to call depression the darkness. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're fighting the darkness. But yeah, it's just this energy like you can't really be scared anymore. So that would fall away. And anything that deals with your connection to, whoever or whatever is awakened you. Remember, guys, it's not always a twin flame. Like every once in a while, we may catch someone that's having an awakening and a bad car accident woke them up, or a bad experience with some drugs, right? An over excess amount, right? It doesn't really matter. Lots of things can wake you up. Twin flame is just another one of those things that just woke somebody up. But yeah, if you had any type of fear in your connection, especially since a lot of us are dealing with separation, or you think you're dealing with separation, so you could, have like less fear in that. Because you start to understand that like there's purpose to everything. A lot of healing happens in separation, but you see what I'm trying to say? It's like you're no longer as scared, you're no longer as anxious, you're no longer paranoid. You're just very much standing in your confidence, like you're standing in confidence of who you are. All right, I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to clarify a little bit. Jenna, what's your cat's name? Dream sequence. Sandra says can't quit. Yeah, we're definitely not quitters. I shouldn't say that. I feel like there was a time in my life. I mean, clearly the tattoo, right? There was a time, when I thought I was going to throw in the towel. When I was like, it was right after my divorce. And I was like, yeah, this is enough for me. I had this stupid thought that my children didn't need me anymore. And I'm telling you guys, when I raised my kids, I was that person that I was like, when they turn 18, they're out the door and my job is done. Nonsense, right? Like complete nonsense. But I honestly believe that, like, for a really, really long time. So yeah, my kids were grown, and I just thought like I wasn't doing very well in life. But yeah, and then knock knock, spiritual awakening. All right, let's look at the help me card. I feel like there's some frustration. I almost said anger, but I don't really think it's anger. I think it's just frustration. This feeling like, how much more do I have to do? Like, how much more is there? How much more? It's like you're climbing the mountain and you keep getting to a peak and you're like, oh, this is the last peak of this mountain. But then you get to that peak and you realize, oh, there's still, more. There's still a whole other mountain, or you're still, only halfway up. Big confirmation there with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is spiritual awakening. The words on here are exuberant, excited, creative, artistic. Free spirit is on here. Original and inventive. Okay, so the Page of Wands does mean spiritual awakening, but it also means it's excitement. Remember, pages are students, not at their fullest potential. Page of Wands is the most ready to go. It's about passion, drive, excitement, action. That's what the word I'm looking for, action. The Page of Wands wants to take action, and it wants you to be excited about something. Like the Page of Wands wants to be excited. So I feel like here's what happened. This summer, I got this massive lesson, and like Spirit helped me build PLR. Like Spirit saved my life, right? We just talked about that. And then, help me heal. It's still helping me heal. We're never done healing, right? But then help me build this foundation, help me build this tribe, help me literally build this company. And it was like, I didn't feel like that was enough. It wasn't enough for me. Like when the first checks came in, I was like, oh, this is not enough. This isn't enough. I got to go get another job. I'm going to go do this summer thing. And it was like, what a slap in the face to Spirit, right? Like, ouch. Instead of feeling like something's not enough, or like you're having to do something on your own, excuse me, instead of like that type of energy, like, could you look at it and be like, look how far I've come. Look how much I have done. Look how much I've done that I didn't even realize I could do. Right? And if I could come this far and I could do this much that I didn't even know I could do, how much more could I do? Right? Like how much further could I go? How much more could I grow? I think that's the shift that needs to be made. All right, send unconditional love was the energy that's crossing. I don't feel like Divine Feminine is sitting there going, oh, I'm not going to send unconditional love. I think you think or believe that you're sending unconditional love, but you have expectations. You still expect something or someone to do something. And for those of you that like haven't even, like, some people have spiritual awakening and it's internal awakening. Like there's no person on the outside that like shakes the shit out of you and then you have an awakening. It's internal, right? How that works, I'm not 100% sure. I want to say like MJ really talks about this a lot because she talks about the different types of twin flames, and I'm always like, nope, there's just one kind. There's just one kind. Okay, it's just easier for me to put them all under one category, okay? But yeah, I think it's possible that like some of us on a twin flame journey, like someone, comes in your life, again, shakes the shit out of your foundation, and then bam, awakening. Some of you, like your person, even if your person has passed away, like that was the shaking the shit out of you part, right? And then, there's people that like, I feel like they come to me and they're like, well, I want to meet my twin flame. I want to know who this person is. It's like, I want to yada, yada, yada. And it's like, you're waiting for something or someone on the outside. And it's like, you think there's like something missing, or there's some part of something that you're not experiencing yet. And I don't want to like bust bubbles here, but I don't think that's how it works. I think if you are having an awakening and you're in dark night of the soul and you're purging and you're healing and you're facing inner child wounds and abandonment and rejection and all this kind of stuff, I think that I've already been like, touched. And I think it's internal. I don't think there's like a person that's out here and everybody's like, oh, well, you're supposed to be with your twin flame forever and ever. And you're supposed to live happily ever after. Sure, that happens if they decide to heal. Because once you're awakened, it's like you can't be around people that are unhealed more than you. Like they have to be at the same level that of awakening or the same level of healing that you are at. So that could be the person that awakened you. That could be someone else. And I think a lot of times what happens is we start to heal. And then we draw people towards us that are, again, on the same level. And we're like, oh, that's my twin flame. No, that's a soulmate. You see what I'm saying? That's a soulmate. That's someone who's at the same level, who's awakening and wants to take the journey with you. If there's runners and chasers and this type of thing and all this kind of stuff, then it's like that's a whole different thing. That's not a soulmate. That's not someone who's trying to do something equal with you. That's a twin, right? So send unconditional love should be easier than it is. You just can't have any expectation. So if you haven't met the person, you can't expect to meet someone. If you have met someone that, like shook your life, you can't expect that this person is going to all of a sudden change completely who they are and come do whatever it is that you want them to do. Right. These are all expectations. So it's like, you can't love someone unconditionally if you expect something from them. All right. Send unconditional love. We have 4 of coins coming out. 4 of coins is that card. It's the card that says you're holding on to something too tightly. It's the card where normally they're like stepping on the coins, or they're like smashing the coins, or they're like bear hugging the coin, right? She is bear hugging it. She's grasped her arms around and she's not going to let go. She's almost cradling it. Possessiveness is on here. Control is the second word that's on here. Selfish, miserly, insecurity, greedy, rigid. Okay, so it's going to be the control. Divine feminine. That is our issue, right? And there's going to be reason for that. There's going to be purpose for that. There's going to be, very collective things that we're healing that deal with, why we have to feel in control about something. But you can't send unconditional love because you have an expectation. And you have an expectation because you're trying to control something. Can y'all imagine what it's like to be me having this awakening? And then we do these readings and then I get this, Sometimes I want y'all to know that I don't agree. Sometimes I'm like, I'll argue with spirit and I'm like, no, let me tell you something. Spirit's always right. So just in case you're wondering. All right, let's look at highest expectation. It says, you don't know this, but you help me keep going each day. Again, I felt like a disconnect, like a separation. Judgment. Judgment is Pluto. It's Scorpio. First major arcana to come out. Third card. 3 is my favorite number. Massive death and rebirth. Rebirth is the second word on there. Awakening, the third. Resurrection is on there. Inner calling. That's it. Inner calling. So it says, you don't know this, but you help me keep going each day. And I kept feeling like you feel like something is not there. And you want to tell them, like, you help me each day. But they help you each day because you're connected, because you're one. They help you each day because it's the inner calling. They help you each day because they help you hear that inner calling. Telepathy has been really big this week. Like, several of you have messaged me about the messages, right? Like, that's why we're doing the messages. There could definitely be some type of death and rebirth and how you connect or communicate. I feel like, especially for me and my journey, like, everything is just becoming more spiritual, which allows me, I feel like, to feel more comfortable or like safe in my journey. It's like, if I'm following spirit, that's it. I can't be wrong, right? I think for some of you, your highest expectation of the situation is that you'll find your purpose. And you're not wrong about that. All right, energy that's coming into being. This is too hard. Why can't I cut you off? I feel like right now nothing's really hard for Divine Feminine. It's like you're just doing the things. Very fighter, warrior, Athena, right? Type of energy. Very much stepping into our power. And it's collectively. Like, look at what's happening in the world, right? I heard this phrase the other day. Someone said the time, or like the age of grabbing peepees is over. That shit's done. Women are, like, I don't know, standing up for themselves, fighting back. Yeah, I don't feel like we're protecting ourselves. We're protecting our energy. We're protecting like who has access to us, right? So it's not us that's having an issue with like walking away from something, cutting something off. We could definitely, like, cold turkey, I'm out, right? We got that part down. Detachment, we learned that. But it is this energy of something's challenging, something is painful. 7 of Wands is here. 7 of Wands, more confirmation, because it's this energy of like, they're always in the 7 of Wands. You see the wands like encircling something, or protecting something, guarding something. The third word on here is defensive. It's definitely like fighting for something. It's usually for yourself. Conviction is on here. Defiance is on here. Determination is on here. Wands are also like quick, fast. These wands have fire at the end. It's definitely giving me like this quick, fast. All right, the high priestess. So big confirmations on what I was saying earlier. Thank you, Spirit. It says the intense energy in our connection scares me sometimes, and I said no, I don't. Right, we're not scared anymore. That shit's done. The high priestess, big confirmation, right? So the high priestess is very much where we're at right now. It's one of my absolute favorite tarot cards, and it talks about like the veil between this world and the spiritual world. And it talks about how she has access, the high priestess has access to both worlds. It's like she has 1 foot in the spiritual world and 1 foot in the like material world, right? So it's like she's doesn't have any fear, because if she's standing here and something's happening, she just looks into the other side of the veil and asks God, like, hey, what is this? What do I need to know about this? What am I supposed to do with this? And God says, here's your answer. Bam. It's like a direct line, right? It's like sitting right next to God. It's like being able to just turn around and say, hey, what am I supposed to do here? It's like you have instant direction, instant access. I remember after my Kundalini experience, it was like I could ask Spirit a question and I got a direct answer. What I will tell you is, because I went out and I muddied that energy, like I allowed all these people and all these energies to have access to me, instead of like withdrawing and working on PLR, like Spirit said, right, Rosa? Um, but it was like, instead, I went out into the world. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of people this summer. I exchanged energy, all these people. It was like the water got murky. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like it got muddy. It got dirty. It was like it was hard for me to cleanse if I keep going back every freaking day. You see what I'm trying to say? So it was like I did feel like there were times where I couldn't just go, hey, what's the answer to this? And that's not true. That's not true. I can always go, hey, what's the answer? What do I need to know? What is the message? What's the guidance here? But I can't always hear the answer, right? I can't always hear what Spirit's saying back to me. So I feel like that's definitely energy in the past, because now that I know that that's why Spirit asks us to like conserve our energies, protect our energies, protect who comes around us, right? Like now I understand that. So it's like I'm cleansing and I'm just going to continue cleansing, and I'm not going to allow those waters to get muddy again, right? Like I'm not going to allow it to get murky. I'm not going to allow just anyone to have access to me. And honestly, I just want to say collectively, if you resonate with divine feminine energy, if you feel like you're also having this type of awakening, if you feel like these cards are, pulling at your heartstrings, then you need to be very cautious. I used to always be like, you got to stay in the light. You got to stay in the light. I want to be positive over here at PLR. And I do. I really, really do. But you have to understand that, you mean like you see the bright light? Like, yes, there is light, but there is also darkness. There's also darkness. There is just as much. It's equal. And people think, oh, the world is too dark. There's way more darkness than there is light. That is not true. That is not true. It is equal. There is just as much light. You may be focused on that darkness, and maybe that's why that's all you see. But if you focus on the light, you're going to see more light. And it very much is. There's just as much dark as there is light. All right, let's do the second half. Dream Sequence says, yes, I faithfully do spiritual showers now. Same. I didn't even know that was a thing, y'all. Like, and it's funny because we probably don't know. Intention is, of course, important always. But here's what I know. On my own awakening, there are times where I was drawn to do things, and I just did them because I was drawn to do them. And they didn't feel like, they felt good. So I was like, I'm going to do that, right? Like spiritual cleansings, showers, right? And so it was like, I didn't know what it was when I was drawn to do it and did it, right? I didn't know when I was setting the intention, when I was like, hey, this is what I'm going to go do today. And I bought these soaps and my rose water. I'm the biggest fan of rose water now. But it's like, I didn't know when I was doing it that that's what it was for. And that's another reason. Like, I know that I'm having this awakening and I'm so, so grateful for spirit. Like, I'm just drawn and called to do certain things. And it's like, if I wasn't, like, I wouldn't know about certain things like spiritual cleansing showers, right? And so it's like, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that like spirit chose me, and I'm so grateful that he's like, Rosa, go get you some rose water. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm so, so grateful for that. And for like people that are on the awakening and they're like, man, I want that direction, I want that guidance. I promise you it's there, but you're probably like, everything's murky and you probably can't hear it, right? You have to cleanse and you have to like, get those darker energies away from you so that you can hear the messages more clearly. Future energies, I'm starting to see, to understand, but what if it's too late? I can feel that. I remember when I realized what was happening with this like summer job. Um, like, I remember when I realized, I boo-booed or like I effed up, right? Like when it clicked in my brain that I wasn't right. I remember that moment where I was like, oh, well, is spirit gonna leave me now? Like, will I be able to read tarot? Like, am I going to be able to still read people's energy? Will I know when someone bad has come into my energetic space? Like, you see what I'm trying to say? I panicked. I mean, it was quick. I was like, oh no. Y'all, spirit loves us unconditionally. Unconditionally. All right. So, how others are impacting the situation for Divine Feminine? Remember, the situation was help me. Like, I feel like I'm having to do something on my own. I can feel when you are sad comes out, and this is going to be higher self message here. I feel like there was a message there, and I didn't grab it in time. There's someone who could be like, when they're emotional or like you're physically crying, maybe you're, I don't know, spending time somewhere. Like, like I'm picturing someone, I don't know, taking a moment in their closet, in their bathroom. But here's my point, when you're crying and when you're like trying to like get out whatever you don't want someone to see, you're being comforted in that moment where it's just you in that room. And so this is higher self confirmation that 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 comfort that you feel, that like spiritual hug that you feel. For some of you, it could be a message like everything's going to be okay. For some of you, it's like the higher self, it's like source wants you to know that you're not alone. And there's something about that feeling of comfort when you had this moment that's supposed to give you like confirmation to show you that you're not alone. I was really, really direct for somebody. All right, let's look at how you are affecting the situation. Your eyes haunt me, come out. The broken heart is sticking out to me. I drew it, but I'm just saying, like, you're allowing something to haunt you. You're allowing something to, it's going to be the heartbreak. Ooh, this is really direct. Some of you could be holding on to heartbreak again, it's going to be a control issue. It's like if you let it go, it's like for some of you, you could feel like the heartbreak's all you have left. And oh my gosh, it's so not true. But you're like, if I let this go, then I have nothing left. So it's almost like you would rather keep the sadness. That's deep. All right, let's look at hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. We have come too far to turn around now. Again, it is that fear like something's gone or something's done. Okay, so if I'm talking to someone who's on an awakening and this fear is this deeply rooted, I'm going to tell you to go study. I don't even want to say twin flames, but I mean, just go study the awakening or type of awakening that you're on. And if you don't know how to do that, like for Pete's sake, Google, just start typing it in there. This happened to me. Who else did it happen to? You see what I'm saying? Like, just go do a little research. Of course, you could use the label twin flames, but this is a new generation, is a new fancy, shiny name, right? But see, you're under this misunderstanding that you're the only one that's experienced this. Or maybe you think it's in our water now, and it's like, this is just now happening. Like, no, this has been happening since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time. There is this energy here too, like Sandra said it, don't quit, can't quit. I think it's can't, right? I actually made that statement. I said, I feel like I can't quit this journey, or I can't quit PLR, and I can't. It really is a true thing. And for those of you that are like this far or even further than me, there's some of you that are further than me. But it's like, if you're following your purpose and you're doing your thing, like, you can't quit. Is it always going to be the same? No. Like, am I always going to be reading tarot? I don't know, maybe. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you're going to always be following your purpose. All right, let's look at the outcome, but I'm not going to turn it over. I'm just going to leave it just like that. On the bottom, you helped me start my spiritual awakening. So big confirmation for those of you that had like an actual person, right? I love it, Michelle. Let's stop it right there. That's not true. There was a new energy. Anita. Yep. Let's stop it right there. Unless we have moderators. Unless moderators want to do messages, that's fine. We can add moderators. Dream Sequence says, I can't quit. I tried. I'm too far down the rabbit hole. Yes, 5 is good. 5 is good, Diana. And of course, unless my moderators want to do one, always moderators can get a reading anytime, ladies. I appreciate you guys so very, very much. All right, let's do, I'm starting to see, to understand, but what if it's too late? The Wheel of Destiny comes out. Look how much Spirit loves us. The Wheel of Destiny is the card that says, it's time. Or now is the time, or good luck, good fortune. It's that card. It's Jupiter energy. It's expansion, growth. I'm definitely getting the energy like it's never too late. You can start now. I'm also getting like the Wheel of Destiny. So it's like, it's not the Wheel of Fortune in this. I'm using the Tarot of the Enchanted Soul. So it's like the Wheel of Destiny is almost like you couldn't have changed it if you wanted to. Like it had to happen this way. It had to be now. It couldn't be before, and it couldn't be later, right? All right, let's look at I feel when you are sad. The Chariot comes out. The Chariot is ride or die. It is the card that says like don't be afraid to move quickly. But it's also the Cancer energy, but it's like right or wrong, right or wrong. Willpower and control and forward movement are the words that are sticking out to me. I want you to notice the 5 of coins coming out with this low vibe card. How you're impacting the energy. It says your eyes haunt me, and I felt like you're allowing something to haunt you. It's almost like you're holding on to the heartbreak, because if you let go of the heartbreak, then it's like you're letting go of something altogether. 5 of coins is here, so big confirmation. 5 of coins is that abandonment, rejection card, right? It says on here homelessness, downcast, loneliness, struggle. I have the Magician coming out for hopes and fears. We have come too far to turn around. The Magician, Mercury, communication, but also manifestation. So with the 4 of Cups, I'm sorry, it's not 4 of Cups. With the 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups is manifestation. It's daydreaming. It's having all the ingredients. 4 of Pentacles, you're holding on to something way too tight. You're not allowing energy to flow. So it's like hopes and fears. You can change it. You can make something the way you want it. If you feel like you need to turn around for some of you, it's definitely this energy. Resourcefulness is on here. Action is on here. Manifestation is on here. But there's definitely this energy like, stop trying to hold on to something so tightly, because you're not allowing the energy to flow. So you're actually restricting something from being able to happen. All right, let's look at the outcome. The outcome, the message that Divine Feminine wants to say. It says, I didn't plan this. I didn't plan this. And that's pretty interesting. There's several different things that's like kind of sticking out to me with this situation. Here's what I'm going to say. There's no fault in this journey. I feel like Divine Feminine's always trying to blame Divine Masculine. I feel like Divine Masculine's always trying to blame like Divine Feminine. There's no fault. You had an awakening because you had a breakdown of the mind. You had an awakening because you were stuck in a karmic cycle, and regardless of how it happened, it's like spirit had to get your attention. Source had to come say, hey, wake up. I have something I need you to do. God was like, hello, child. Right? I feel like forgiveness is challenging for Divine Feminine. We'll say that we forgive, but again, it's like we have an expectation. So we're not really necessarily like forgiving or like letting go of something. But the energy of I didn't plan this. I don't know. It's weird because nobody planned it, but yet they say that, our soul knew all these things before, and like we chose these things when we came down here. Two of Swords. That's what you didn't plan. You didn't plan that you were going to take a different route. You didn't plan that there was going to be somewhere else that Spirit was going to say you needed to go or you needed to do. Um, Two of Swords. It says conclusions, choices, stalemate is on here. A closed heart is on here. Head in the sand is on there. And indecisive. Indecisive. And I think that's it. Indecisive. Again, I feel like there was this energy in our awakening where we felt like we had to make a choice or we had to choose something. And the interesting part is I always felt like Spirit was always trying to tell me, like, Rosa, there's no choice to be made. There's nothing you're supposed to be choosing. Everything's internal. Everything's inside, right? But I will say that I do feel like Divine Feminine, you could have chosen something unexpected. Maybe people feel like they didn't see it coming. Maybe you didn't see it coming. Maybe you thought that you were always going to choose something or someone else. And it's like when it finally broke down and you finally had like that moment that you drew the line in the sand moment, it's like you could have went either way. And I think it's very possible that a lot of people are surprised that and what happened, what did you choose, right? We chose ourselves. Like I think if I'm looking at collective divine feminine energy, we chose ourselves and what makes us happy, and that wasn't necessarily, I feel like, what others expected us to choose, right? And it may not even be what you expected yourself to choose either. All right, I'm gonna do the Tree of Life Oracle for guidance. And then we will get to those messages for those of you participating in our little giveaway tonight. And guys, I'm going to read you a message that comes out for you. And then I'm going to pick one winner for a free seat at our webinar. And I think it was Michelle that asked me, do you have to be at the webinar live? No, you do not. You get a link. And you can watch it at your convenience. All right, let's close it out for Divine Feminine. The sapling card has been coming out a lot. It is this energy of nurture and take care of what you're growing, what you've created. We have the tree stump card coming out. The rings on the tree stump is what's sticking out to me. This is something about the wisdom that you've gained on this journey. And last one, I dropped it. It's the Elder card. And on the bottom, we have roots. I think I'm going to read the Elder card. All right, it says wisdom, experience, knowledge, care, depth, passive action, self-assurance, endurance, patience. In selecting this card, it is a sign that the wisdom in you is growing. Tree of Life Elder is always with you. This is the ancient and eternal aspect of self, silent, watchful, and knowing. This ancient one will warn you when you are going astray and will gently nudge you back to safety or smack you hard. I definitely picked up some higher self messages like throughout the whole reading. And I don't know about you guys, but I get like these little taps on the back of the head. Like I swear, like, you know how like an old, like your grandmother may have, like if you're like old like me, I don't know. Like back in the day when we were bad, our parents just pop us in the back of the head, right? Like I definitely get that type of feeling, especially like when I'm doing something that's like I clearly know is piss poor, right? But yeah, that I feel like that happens to me often. It says either way, Tree of Life Elder knows the role of senior members is to reinforce the younger ones by sharing knowledge. Elders remind you of what you know deep down. You know all you need to know deep inside. Tree of Life Elder is that aspect within. With love and patience, calm and wise hands are there to show you that you can endure. You can live your dreams or live nightmares and tell the tale. Tree of Life Elder not only wants you to survive, this elder wants you to branch out, to reach for your glory, to belong and to be strong. Tree of Life Elder urges you to be aware, to be patient in some situations now. Know that you are responsible for your decisions. Try not to get irritable when others don't understand you or what you're doing. Learn from your mistakes and let regrets help you make better decisions. I just want to say I feel like every time we do these readings and then I pull these out, I'll wait till I hear the guidance, which one we're going to read out of the book, and I feel like it always wraps the entire reading up in such a short little paragraph, right? Like how awesome is this oracle set? All right, I'm not going to clean up. I'm going to leave all that energy down there. Look at the Hermit on the bottom, Virgo energy. And I'm going to grab the message cards. And I see our list over here. Dream Sequa, Jenna, Anita, Renee, and Diana. I want you guys to know Jenna was our first giveaway winner. Back in 2020, when I did one of my it was literally the very first giveaway. It was the Queen of the Moon Oracle card. I actually gave away several of them. It was one of my favorites for such a long time. And Jenna was our first winner, right? All right, here we go. Dream Sequa. This message could be from counterpart energy. This could be higher self energy. It could be something that someone has said to you, and it could give you some type of confirmation. Look at that. I am trying to deal with my consequences. I am trying to deal with my consequences. Dream Sequa. I think that is higher self message. I think a lot of us are really learning about like generational curses, karma, how we have to balance all of that out. That's kind of the message I'm getting there. It's definitely higher self message though. Like I'm not feeling like there's another person that's like, hey, this. It's definitely very higher self. All right, I'm gonna leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. Jenna, you changed my life forever. Look at that orange, fiery Leo energy. All right. That could be something you actually physically said, like 3D message, Jenna. I hope it was helpful, Jenna. Anita on Facebook. Here we go. Ready? Let's see what comes out for Anita. Keep pushing. You're almost there. That's actually one of my all-time favorite, personal favorite. The keep pushing. It's like something that's like really, I guess, common. It's definitely like very motivational, like encouraging, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. But the we're almost there is pretty specific. You could feel like something has happened that is like challenging and it stopped you from something, but it actually didn't. It's just not turning out how you thought it was going to or how you expected it to. And actually what's happening is the thing, whatever it is still being done. Like, let's say it's healing, like it's still being done, whether you thought that something else had stopped or not. You continued on your healing journey, and it's like you're almost to something when you thought that like something had ended. So yeah, keep pushing. We're almost there. I hope that was helpful. Renee on Facebook. I never felt wrong for loving you. It feels very 3D. But it doesn't feel twin flame. This could be someone in your present energy. Okay, so what I'm going to say about this is like, I'm not seeing any red flags here. It's giving higher self, but it's like a person, a 3D person. So it's like this could be someone that's in your energy right now. It's giving very soulmate type of energy. In other words, like you're not. If anything, you're seeing more red flags in yourself in your own actions than you are this energy. This energy just seems very pure. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope that was helpful. All right, Diana, here we go. I'm ready. Let's go. And we have done so much with so little for so long. Always also comes out. Interesting. I'm gonna take the third one too, Diana. I think this year will be one of the best in a long time. It's definitely like giving more positive, like maybe this person was low vibrational, struggled to have positive thoughts or positive energy. And it's like now it's more upbeat. It's like the tables have turned type of energy. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, that's it, right? Do we do everyone? So Dream Sequa, Jenna, Anita, Renee, and Diana. Okay, so here's what I'm going to need everybody to do. If I just mentioned your name and I just gave you a free message card, I'm going to need you to say hi to me in the comments. I'm going to need you to say hi to me in the comments, like right now. I need you to type hi in the comments. And then I'm going to pick one out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I will let you know who the winner is. And let me tell you what you're going for. So this is what you're going for. Free seats at our rest of 2024 astrology webinar. I do want to mention too, ladies, like this is my first time doing a birth chart consultations and like live. Live. Like normally what happens, like let's say I'm going to study your birth chart and then we're going to talk about it, is I will study your birth chart for, several days. And then we talk about it, right? So this is the first time that it's live, but I found this really cool way to be able, to like pull up your charts, like if you send them to me and put them on our, on our screen. And so I'm really kind of excited to start doing that. I really feel like that's where PLR is going to head more towards astrology. Because I have finished my summer job, I'll get it out eventually. But because I have finished, we are going to go back to the elements. I don't know if you guys remember that, where we used to do fire, water, earth, and air. I'm so excited about that. I've missed them so very much. And when we go back to the zodiac, it really helps us focus a lot better, I guess, on the astrology that we're experiencing. So I'm really excited to start doing that. We're going to be doing that very, very soon. All right. So everyone has said hi to me in the comments. I'm getting ready to pick a winner. Are you guys ready? Let's do are we going to do a drum roll? Countdown. Winner. It's going to be Dream Sequa. Dream Sequa. Free sweet seat at my PLR webinar. So I'm super excited. Yay. Everyone say congratulations to Dream Sequa. Remember, you don't have to be there live, guys. I know that I picked these really weird times. We're going to do it September 9th, so 9/9 at 9 p.m. Central Time. Again, come in, join us, right? And let me know if you want to register, of course, for the webinar. But Dream Sequa, I will send you the information that you need for that, and free seat for Dream Sequa to join us. So make sure we can talk about your birth chart there too, Dream Sequa, just saying. But yes, guys, so live Q&A, personal readings, birth chart consultations. I am going to go over the last few months of 2024. If you're interested, please send me an email and I will send you that registration link. All right, that was fun, right? I'm so excited. We're going to get back to our regular schedule, back to our giveaways. It's just so exciting. I can't wait. All right, everyone. I will see everyone Sunday night. I do want to show you really quickly. Sunday night, we're going to do love and astrology, and we are talking all of the September transits. So make sure to come back and join us for that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in here. Yeah, this will be your first one. I'm so excited. I love them. They're just quiet, personal. Well, they're not quiet. I talk a lot, but they're, intimate. I don't know how to say it. It's like, it's just us type of feeling, right? And before they were unlisted lives that were on YouTube. So it was like I had to, hope nobody shared out the link, right? Now I don't have to worry about that because now you have to go through a whole registration process. It's going to give you a StreamYard link and then you come and join when it's time. And it's all done on my StreamYard platform. So I just freaking love it. Just love it. StreamYard is the way to go, y'all. If you're trying to start like your own YouTube, your own stuff where you live stream, especially multi-stream, StreamYard is the way to go. All right, maybe one day they'll sponsor us, right? Sunday night, September 2024 is all the astrology transits, and don't forget the Monday after is the second. It's also so much astrology is happening on the second, but we'll talk about it when we get closer. When it gets closer, we're also going to do the twin flame current energy update. So big week coming up next week, right? All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap it up. I love you all so very much. I'm always, always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.